Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome to the 6th of August. I hope you're doing well as we look to see what's happening in the marketplace, ups and downs we've seen. We'll talk about that and more when we get on the radio here in just a second. Till then, let's not forget that in this world we live in, there are so many things that are out of our control. You can take control of your investment portfolio by knowing the amount of risk you have in there and making sure that it matches up where it should be based on your current circumstances. That's why I developed the core retirement design. Give us a call, 863-382-0037 to schedule your core retirement analysis. With that, we'll go to the radio next.
Services offered through Second Half Financial Partners, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The opinions voiced and information provided in this material are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments are appropriate for you, please consult with a financial advisor. Second Half Financial Partners, LLC does not provide tax or legal advice. Please consult your tax or legal advisor regarding your particular situation.
Well, it's that time of the morning where we check in with our good friend Phillip Statler out at Statler Financial Services and find out what's going on with our financial markets today. Hey, Phillip, how you doing?
Hey, Doug, doing well today. It's been a little while since you and I have touched base, but that's what happens
Yeah.
when Dave gets to go play a little golf, huh?
Yep, playing a little golf today and tomorrow. So we'll be back at it again tomorrow as well.
So let's start out with yesterday. Yesterday was, for the most part, a down day. It did have the Russell 2000 did end up eking out a gain by about 0.6%. They were the big winner yesterday, up $13, closed at $2,225. So the Russell small cap did okay. The other indexes, though, really struggled, and that happened after some economic news that we don't know, not household names that we talk about, but some economic news came out mid-morning that indicated maybe a little bit more slowing of our economy. And so we saw the Dow Jones Industrial Average close down $62, the S&P 500 down $31, and the Nasdaq down $137. So everything other than the Russell definitely in red territory. And so today the question is, can we bounce back? And so far it looks like maybe we'll get a little bounce at the open. We'll see how that works out throughout the morning as we go, because there's really not any economic news coming out today. The only thing we have today is going to be the Fed Governor Lisa Cook and the Boston Fed Susan Collins are going to be on a panel, and so they could say something around 2 o'clock that would cause some impact on the markets. I've been looking, Doug, that and Dave's been preaching this now the last couple of days, is that it seems like there's getting some momentum towards a September rate cut. And I read an article this morning that indicated the same thing, that because of the revisions that we saw in the jobs number on Friday, it wasn't so much the number that came out, which was lower, way lower than expected, but it was the revisions to June and May downward that really, that, hey, that's 3 months that we've really missed the target on jobs. And so that really, I think, gave the market a reason to pause and look and see what's happening. So that's kind of where we are today. Like I said, not much in the way of economic news. But we did see that one of the big things coming out this morning is that the NFL Network is being purchased, I guess kind of purchased, merged into ESPN. So ESPN is going to take over the NFL Network. In exchange, the NFL is going to get a 10% stake in all of ESPN. So that is probably a pretty good deal for the NFL. So that's going to take place. We also then look at what else is happening, because the ESPN, that's all part of the whole big Disney deal. And Disney did report this morning, and they had an increase in their earnings per share, but they missed a little bit on revenue. So that really is causing a little bit of a downturn, down about 0.5% this morning before we get trading. They did see their streaming business really come back. And if you remember, several quarters ago, maybe even a year and a half, 2 years ago, Disney's streaming service was really in the red. I mean, it was losing money, billions of dollars every quarter. And so now they actually have it where the streaming service is actually adding to earnings on the fund. So that's really some good news from Disney, as their streaming service and their parks really kind of held them up as we get reported this morning. So that was some good news for Disney. Another big household name, Doug, McDonald's. McDonald's has, for the first time, they've had the biggest jump in same-store sales in over 2 years. 3.8% was their increase in same-store sales. They beat on earnings and on revenue, so they're getting a nice little bump this morning before we get going, up 4% this morning, which is some good news for McDonald's. There's a couple chip companies that also reported, as NVIDIA's done well. We're seeing some other chip companies taking it on the chin right now. Advanced Micro Devices and Super Microcomputers, both struggling this last quarter. Super Microcomputers lost, or didn't lose. They made 41 cents a share, but that was 3 cents less than expected. Their revenue also missed, and so they're getting hammered this morning, down almost 15.5%. So trading right now at about a little over $48. And then you look at AMD, let's see if I can scroll to where they are here. Lost AMD. AMD had to switch screens. They missed, and so they're trading down about almost 5% this morning before they get going. So again, we're struggling a little bit on some of those areas that we're seeing there. I think the last one I have to talk about today, Doug, is pretty popular in the marketplace on two fronts: ride share and meal delivery. Right, Uber. Uber came out and they beat on revenue, and so that was some good news for them. I was trying to see. I'm sorry, wrong page. They actually came in as expected when it comes to earnings. Revenue a little bit better than expected. And I found this little thing interesting. The mobility, the ride share, up 18% year over year in revenue. And the delivery business, that's Uber Eats, up 20% year over year. So they really had some good numbers for Uber. Obviously, because earnings were basically flat, they're relatively flat right now too, but still a good day yesterday, up about 1%. So Uber ends up in not bad shape for the time that they're last quarter. So I think that's all we've got. Well, Snap, another social media platform. They missed analyst expectations in the second quarter, and so they lost 16 cents a share, and so they're trading down today. Earlier it was as much as 18%. Let's see where they are right now. Now down 17.5%. So that's kind of where we are right now on earnings front. If we look at the stock market right this second, we've got some ups when it comes to the market and the futures. The Dow right now is up 1/3%. The S&P 500 up a little less than 1/4% right now. The Nasdaq 100 same, up a little less than 1/4%. Russell 2000 is giving back some of his yesterday gains, down about 0.1%. On the other side of the coin, we're seeing silver and gold both down a little bit. Silver down 0.25%, gold down almost 0.5%. And then we've got crude oil making a big jump from yesterday, up almost 1.7%. It's at $66.25 a barrel right now. So a little bit of struggle there with and gas prices. I don't know if you noticed, but gas prices, because oil prices ticked up kind of last week, we've seen gas prices at the pump go up a little bit this week as well. So if we look at other areas, Europe is a mixed bag right now. The DAX is up. Well, everything's pretty much in the green. Asia, same thing. Pretty much all in the red. I mean, in the green there, about 6 to 8 tenths. So some good news there. Crypto, we haven't talked about it much, but it has been trailing down from its highs, getting a little bit of a bump this morning, up about 0.33%. So that's kind of where we stand for today as we get ready to open. Don't forget that if you're getting close to retirement, and what does that really mean? If you are, a year to even 3 to 5 years away from retirement, it's a good idea to make sure that you're on the right track to the retirement you always dreamed of. And that's why I offer you a half hour of my time, no obligation whatsoever, just to make sure that you're on the right path to the retirement you always dreamed of. Give us a call at 863-382-0037 to schedule your no-cost 30-minute phone consultation. And then join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk, 7:30 a.m. and 95.3 FM.
All right, Phillip. Good talking with you this morning. We will talk again with you tomorrow morning as I'm sitting in for Dave again. And have a great day.
All right, buddy. You too. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right. That's Phillip Statler from Statler Financial Services.
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. We'll be right back tomorrow. Take care. Bye now.